Oh, right. Hello? Looks like we're live, I think. Okay, just getting confirmation on the audio. Yep. All right. Yeah, hello everyone, or no one. Welcome back to yet another modeling stream. I think it's been like, has it been 3 in a row now? Why is this not moving? There we go. Yep, 3 in a row. I think. Or was it drawing the first? I think it might have been drawing and streaming. Either way, it's been a lot. That is... Yeah, okay. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going with that. Anyways, yeah, hello everybody. So, first thing I'm going to show you guys, well, first I'm going to say, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different today. Yeah, first I'm going to show you my, I'm actually not going to do that because again, I've been working on an animation, so I don't want it showing up in the list of things there as, you know, one of my recent things. Yes, the vest that I was working on last time. You can see it's got fully textured, looks very good. I've also got some pouches here that I made off screen, and I am currently working on a backpack, though I haven't gotten that fully textured. While I was working on that, I made a version where I've just stuck a bunch of stuff on it, so that you can see that is what I want the end goal to look like. And I think it turned out very well. I'm happy with the pixel art. It looks good, as far as I am concerned. Um, there we go, on a person. I haven't gotten it rigged yet. That will be something for later. But yeah, that is last week's project. As for this week, what I'm going to be doing that's a bit different is something I've been meaning to do for a very long time, kind of. No, it has been, but I've been meaning to do it for a long time, but I'm doing it slightly differently this time. That is, why am I in the wrong tab there? There we go. So basically, just as a little thing to start off with, is even though I like making those animations, like the little ones with my character talking about some random shit. 1 second. Okay. Yeah, as much as I do enjoy making those, and one will be coming out pretty soon, that's not really what I want to be doing for, like, my whole channel. I want to be making actual, like, animations that I want to make. Like, you know, either, not necessarily always action, but, you know, like, I want to, I very much enjoy writing things. That is what I spend most of my time doing when I'm not editing or animating or doing that sort of stuff. And I want to make some of the things that I write. Excuse me. The only problem is, well, there's 2 problems. One, I don't like 3D animation, as weird as that sounds, being a 3D animator. Like, I like working in it. I like making 3D models. I like it in the terms of games. But in terms of, like, shows and animations, don't like it. I greatly prefer 2D animation. It just looks so much nicer. It's, you know, it's got a much more appealing aesthetic. That is what I really like. The problem is I suck at 2D animation. I'm absolutely terrible at it. Like, it's painful. Like, my college project, hated it so much. It just turned out awful. I didn't have enough time to finish it. The animation is pretty bad and kind of, like, janky because this is still a thing. I don't understand the concept of, you know, this is like the first thing they teach you in animation, like the 2D stuff, is you're going to bounce a ball. But pretend the box is a ball. So when it's up here, you know, when it's when it starts slowly, so you move it like that, then that, then more because it's gaining velocity, and then you do that, and then it's squishes a little bit, then goes back up, full velocity, and then little bit, little bit, little bit, little bit, and then stops. So like, you're doing the whole, oh, that's all the gonna do is, like it works in, and it's a Bezier curve. Bezier, I guess. Like, hang on. Uh why still pink? Orange? Alright then. I can't identify colors apparently. Let's just give you a little example, even though you probably already know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm going to do this anyways. Well, let's just do that. And then that, okay. Oh, because, right, auto key. Always forget about auto key. So yeah, did you see that, how it, like, in the frames, it's just a little bit, then more, then more, then more, then I think, then less, because it's a curve in and out. Whereas I think if I can, let's just do, whoops, didn't actually copy. Yeah, so that's that. And then if I turn this to a linear, I think it should. Yeah, that's just, well, you get the point. I'm not going to keep explaining animation. I'm sure you guys already know. No. Why am I struggling with this? Alt. There we go. Why did I make 2? Why did I make 3? Okay. Anyways, yeah, I could never understand that with 2D animation. It's just, my brain doesn't work good for it. Whereas it's fine for 3D animation because it kind of does that for you. You just make the positions, make sure it seems the way you want. If not, adjust it a little bit here and there, and then, you've got it going good. So, I had this idea originally that, could I make 3D stuff look 2D? And that is a thing you can do. I've seen people make examples of it, and there's, the cell shading and the outline. Hang on, I can actually, oh fuck, what was it? It's diffuse, then RGB to shader, shader to RGB. I can't remember the order. There's something that, like, you can make it cell shaded or tune shaded, as people incorrectly call it, as I will stand by. But it's always somewhat noticeable and sometimes doesn't have the right feel. But, that's neither here nor there. So basically what I was thinking as an alternative is, theoretically, I could make a fairly easy rough animation in Blender, like, have 3D models, animate out the scene, just like, no real textures, no real detail, just all blocked out. And then I could export that as an MP4, bring it into Clip Studio, and then just trace over it. And it would definitely be 2D animation. It would save me the trouble of trying to figure it out as I go. But it's also 3D animation, so, I'm assuming what I'm saying makes sense, and on that note, I'm just going to stop talking and get on it. So, I'm going to bring in a reference image. Where are my references? I thought I had them in that little list there. Okay, then. And I have to remember what it's called, because I've still just got everything as a series, like just a random string of letters and numbers from what I've downloaded off of Google Images. Okay, I don't know why people would judge me for the image I chose, but there we go. It's Miku, because believe it or not, that is the best image I found for, like... You know what's a really hard thing to find that you would not think is that hard to find? This. Anime, like, can they anime style characters in a proper front and or side and back view? This is absurdly common. You're always, whoops. Okay, then fine. You are always going to find this, like the 3/4 kind of pose view of what they'd look like in the actual thing that they're there for. But the actual like front and side view so that you can get the proper proportions, you're never going to find those. Those are ridiculously rare for no conceivable reason, and I don't understand it. But anyways, this is what we're going to use because I have used it for another model before, but that one wasn't really turning out good, and it kind of it wasn't quite the way I wanted it to look, because I think I've now realized some very obvious mistakes that I made at the time that I didn't really think about back then. Anyways, let's just get on this already. And I'm going to be making a lot of these. When I say a lot, I really do mean probably tons. Like, I've got, the things I want to make, characters with different heights, proportions, all that stuff, so I'd want them to be different looking in that regard, obviously. Of course, this is a problem. I think I'm gonna just not do heals on the current character, and then just hope I can get it accurate. And I will be scaling them down a bit because this is, each one of these squares is 2 meters, I believe, so currently she's 2 meters and 20 centimeters tall, which is 7.2 feet. So yes, that is not accurate in the slightest. I don't care. This is just what I'm starting off with. I'll probably talk more about my idea, like what I was saying, in the future. I don't like the... I feel like she's facing the wrong way. Wait, no, the camera is... No, that's probably accurate. Fine, whatever. Where's my cursor? There it is. Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll just get started now. I kind of wish this was a front view and not a back view. That's a little bit annoying, but, get what you can work with. And like I said before, this is shockingly the best thing I've found to work with so far. The biggest problem I know I'm going to have with this is the grid. I've got a bit of a I'm going to say psychotic obsession with doing this, is I always snap it to the grid, which is not a good idea for the most part, because you're going to get it in increments, and you generally don't want that. I'm also going to cut it in half so I can just do the mirror thing. No. No. Wait, why not? Oh, wait, it is? Oh, yeah, it is. It's just very hard to see. Okay. I'm going to make the reference slightly more transparent. Are you kidding me? Seriously? Fucking got an ad, like... 2 minutes into a piece of shit. Okay, anyways, yeah. Let's actually start doing this. Also wish there wasn't this big triangle skirt. That makes it very hard to tell where things go. Right. Okay, I remember what I need to do. I think I was talking about the whole thing of how the whole increments thing like that. One of the other like, I really need to convince myself, like, this is not a good model. I'm making this as a reference image. Or, like, just a basic cube, like, not cube, but you know what I mean, like, a very basic model that just has everything that's needed in order to make it a character that I can trace in 3D. That's all I need to do. I don't need to make it like super high detailed, just enough that you can get a very good look at how things are in 3D. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. This music is loud. It's kind of throwing me off. Anyways, yeah. Nope, this one. Just gonna work on front and back. Oh shit, I didn't clipping. There. Also wish there wasn't a collar in the way of her neck, but tough shit for me, I guess. These are not the same level. I think I remember that being a problem the last time I used this as a reference. Too late now. Need to lower this, obviously. Probably about there. See, she's wearing bell bottoms now. Oh well. That'll change in a moment. Okay. And then I think I'm going to try something that I have literally never actually done seriously. Is once I'm happy with how this looks, I'm going to go into the sculpting thing and maybe smooth it out a bit in certain areas. Like I said, I've never actually done that. I avoid the sculpting thing like the plague because I have no idea how it works. Also, to any, if there's any actual like 3D modelers watching and they're freaking out because this isn't the correct way to do it, I'm probably fully aware of that, but I'm doing the best I can, okay? Like, I've seen these videos of, like, people, how they animate or model anime characters and how they somehow, like, just start using vertices and just tracing it and then build it up from there instead of starting from an actual cube or something. I don't know how the hell that works. That's, like, sorcery as far as I'm concerned. I definitely need to tone down the wideness on her. But that's when I work on the front or side view, not the front and back. And I'm not even sure how much of these proportions I'm going to keep and how much I won't because, like I said, I'm going to be adjusting this per character probably, so whoops. Depending on what is needed. and what isn't. Also going to need to make male versions of this. Like, I basically just want a template that I can use so that I can scale it in whatever way I need for that particular character and not have to do a whole bunch of work drawing it. Because I think I can do it a lot faster if I've got like an actual 3D model that I'm basing the animation off of rather than... Because I already kind of got templates sort of for what I want my characters to look like, but I'm actually guilty of doing this exact thing. I don't draw front and side views because it's weirdly difficult to do. Like, no proportions look correct from a just straight-on view. It's very irritating. Such is life. Hmm. Oh, the other reason I'm doing this is to get somewhat realistic-ish proportions. I know there's going to be people saying that doesn't exist in terms of anime characters. I don't care. What I'm saying is, if left up to this for my own purposes, like, you see how long the legs are now, they'd be like twice that if I was just doing it myself. Because it has been pointed out to me a number of times that I've got a bit of an issue with that. I'm not good at leg proportions. I just go like 3 times as long as they should be. Had to get Xander's assistance on that with a character. Just like, why does he look so weird? It's like, yeah, because you've got long-ass noodle legs. And that is not exactly what you want for at least the character I was making. Uh, I'm gonna hate this the part that's gonna be coming up soon. Is again one of my major struggles, attaching arms. I can never really figure out how they're supposed to attach properly. I'm just gonna add a bunch of subdivisions here so that I can kind of, when I get back into the when I start sculpting, I can maybe smooth it out a bit better. I should also have another thing in here because that's kind of narrow. Well, not narrow, but you know, I've got... I'll do that later. No, I'll do that now. Because, you know, that's kind of a very just pointiness. Some, sure, let's say that's right. I won't worry too much about that because that's a front side or front side view issue. However, I think I'm going to have to deal with the side view issue because she's a cube. I need to... You know something I will say that I don't really like about Blender in comparison to Maya? Believe it or not, there are a few of those things. I don't like the switching between these tools. It's like, okay, wait, shift spacebar. Interesting. That's not easier. Yeah, that's not easier. Yeah, I like that you could just press the shortcut that was for these and it would switch to that. Not like this where if I press S for scale, it just starts scaling it, which, like, I don't want that. I want it to switch to that tool, not to the function. Because, you know, I want to keep this where it is without, I don't know. I'm hoping I'm making even slight bit of sense. But you know what I mean. Hopefully. I think that can actually be the same-ish size. I guess I don't have to be too picky about that. I haven't done much with the body yet, so now I'll just work on the legs, making sure those are in the right place. Let's... Oh yeah, that's also the reason I don't like that I can't just click scale to go to this, because it doesn't, it scales it in all directions, whereas I need this because I only want to go in the y-axis, I guess? I don't know. I've never fully understood how that works. It doesn't, I feel like it doesn't properly line up with things quite the way it should. Like, y-axis to me means, oh yeah, like scaling that way. I don't know. For some reason, I just can't figure out how to read that properly. It just doesn't quite make sense to me. Like, I understand the concept of it, I just don't understand the way it's laid out. I should probably at some point figure out where her legs actually connect to the body, because some of these may not be necessary. I'm assuming lower than this, because her legs are very long. Yeah, okay, hang on. Get rid of these. I could just... Yeah, like, that's actually not looking terrible. That is definitely too long, though. So let's delete this, or dissolve these vertices. That is not what I wanted. Dissolve this edge, that's what I wanted. And shift this whole chunk down to about there, maybe? Ooh, what the hell is that? That's bizarre. Why is this so off of... Wait, no. Why? Because I added all those vertices. Fuck, why did I do that? Hang on, Alt... Can... There it is, okay. Let's dissolve that. It's a bit weird, but you know, I think that will be better in the long run for now. That all looks about good, I think. That does not look good. No. Wait, why? Why is that like that? Oh, because I brought that. Okay, I see. That's still way too long. I think. That doesn't look right. Let's just work on the body a little bit for now. And it doesn't exactly help when the front and side images aren't exactly the same. Did I mention my struggle with arms yet? I think I did. You're gonna see that soon enough. Nope, damn it. Okay, so arms are gonna connect from about here. Not even remotely close. Okay, then. That's not good. Either way, that is the point I'm gonna pop them out from. Jesus Christ, how did I get to this point? And I just need to keep reminding myself not to get too psychotic on this because this isn't the thing that matters. It's just going to be a template. Okay, it actually isn't looking bad. The legs are still weird. Why is there this? It needs to be a smooth transition from, well, I mean, not really, but you know what I mean. It can't just be a wibbly mess. That looks slightly better. Thankfully, these sleeve things are slightly transparent, so I can actually see where the arm is inside them. At least where it's supposed to be. What is that? Oh, that's the... Okay, I see what it is. I think... Okay, that was probably a car backfiring and not a series of explosions. Hopefully. Anyways, yeah, let's get some neck going. I can't remember if I finished that thought because that car exploding was a bit of a distraction. Yeah, I'm probably going to change the proportions a bit after I finish this because, you know, this isn't exactly how I'm going to want it to look. It doesn't quite match up the proportions that I usually draw in, and that's of course going to make it look a lot more realistic if it's not realistic. You know what I mean? Like, it's not going to look so traced if it actually is more accurate to how I personally draw things. This is actually looking pretty good, except that is a bit wonky. Because I scaled it in both axes, like I said you shouldn't do because of that exact reason. That weird. Why is this going inwards? Yeah, not only do I mean like I'm going to resize some things for my own preference of how I draw proportions, but also I'm going to want to basically I only want to make one character model. Like, I want to make a single male and a single female character model. I don't want to do anything more than that. And in order to accomplish that, that means I'm going to have to take what I've got here and then rescale it in, different proportions for different characters without having to start a whole new one from scratch. Okay. The legs are still very weird. Either way. And then I'm never really sure how to do the head. Like, what's the best way for doing that? Do I like build it up from the neck or make a new block that I just put on top of it? I think I tried making a new, like, just building it up from the neck, and it didn't work too well the last time I did it. So I'm going to make something new. That is not the right sizing. That. Perfect. Actually, the head just is always the biggest problem I have because it doesn't quite always do what you like. You're always going to get weirdness in certain areas. Why is this not? Wait, why? Oh, okay, I see. You know what my biggest problem is going to be, though, if this does work out in terms of animations, is like, okay, cool, I can draw in the characters over top of my 3D model. That's going to be awesome. I can do that very good. The problem is going to be that I still need to make environments. And that is something that I am atrocious at. A lot of people, like my friends and all that, are going to say differently, but they're liars. I'm awful at environments. I don't practice them usually enough. I don't like doing them. I kind of just want to make. I like character design way more, so I don't really put much effort into environments a lot of the time. The head is going to be one of those places where I'm definitely going to go into the sculpting because, oh my god, look at this. What is this? It looks horrible. it's a nightmare, but yeah, it's like I can't make smooth like sphere. Oh, Jesus Christ. Spheres with this because I don't know. It's just there really are certain things when it comes to modeling that I just can't for the life of me figure it out. It just makes no sense. God, the jaw. Oh my gosh. So why is it going in? Jeez. Oh, what the fuck? It wasn't going in. That was going out. Weird. See, like this is exactly what I mean. How do I rectify this atrocious mess? This Chernobyl-looking ass Miku. What? Wait, no. Why did that? I swear that was in a different place. Did I fuck up? I don't know. Anyways, let's just get back to trying to make her not into a horrifying mutant. No, it's getting better-ish, I think. I'm gonna say it's getting better, even though I know that's not true. Oh god, and then it no, this is like the worst part for where it's doesn't line up. I guess I could hang on. Nope. Jesus Christ. I was thinking, oh, I could use proportional editing, which I'd never use for anything. Like, why that? That's why I don't use proportional editing, because I don't understand why it does the things that it does. Christ. Let's give, why green? Fuck. Okay, well, let's just try, smooth, where's smooth? Smooth. Hang on, I need to pop out that ridge. Oh god, why that? This is also why I don't use sculpting very ever, because it just doesn't seem like it seems very inconsistent. I was like, oh, this, you really have to just waggle it around on that. But over here, it's like, oh, that's going to pop out immediately. Let's turn down the strength, maybe. That's turned down strength? Huh. This is actually kind of working. That almost worked. Holy shit. Still a weird forehead ridge here. Wait, what did it... Oh, Why does it still look so wonky? It's too thin now. Kind of. I mean, in general, this isn't bad. It looks fairly decent. The legs are still weird. Why are the legs weird? Why are the knees that low? Maybe, wait, maybe it's because I haven't finished the legs yet, so it looks like it's unusually long, even though it's totally normal. Let's just try finishing that up. Okay, now here's another problem. I've never really figured out how to do feet. Like, how do I... Do I just do that? Is extrusion the way to go? I don't know. Never really... Yeah, like I've said before, probably multiple times at this point, I really need to get a better grasp of high poly modeling. It's always been a real struggle for me. Mainly because I like things to be precise, whereas this is inherently... That's horrible. Inherently not precise. I don't like the little ankle thing there. It just looks too prominent. Oh my god. Her ankles are broken. I think extrusion was the way to go. This is actually not looking terrible. I also need to remember the ankles don't go back that far. That's just because she's wearing heels. I'm also not sure how do I do, like, do I add a foot arch? Is this gonna be you? Because, you know, obviously in pretty much any situation that I'd be animating, you'd be wearing shoes. So I don't really have to pay that much attention to this, I think. I'm also not sure how wide to make the feet. Oh, that's awful. Okay, I always hate doing this. Just gonna try... Ugh. What is that ridge? Is that ridge? Is there a ridge in the middle of her body? Not really. Why? Oh, because it's mirrored, of course. Oh, what the fuck? Oh, I just realized that. That must have been left over from before I switched to the no clipping. There we go. Now that's fixed. feel like it's very rough, got a lot of crap going on in some of those places, but it's more or less enough that I could make a decent character like drawing off of it. And yes, I fully realize that Clip Studio has the 3D character thing that you can use. I don't know, I've never actually used that before. But it's, I don't know, it's just one of those things like I'd rather do it myself because I am stubborn like that. Even if it causes me to suffer greatly. What's going on with her feet? Oh my god. Feet. That's again one of those things that the I'm sure a lot of non-artists won't get. Like I'm sure everyone's heard the thing about like everyone talks about how hard hands are to draw. No one talks about the feet. Feet are like 1,000 times harder to draw than hands. Modeling too, apparently, because I can probably model the hands pretty easily. What am I doing? Sculpting? I'm going to try sculpting a bit. Just kind of like fill them out a bit so that they can... Oh, I need to add more vertices. I think. Let's at least add a loop there. I mean, again, at least the thing is that how often are you going to be seeing feet in an animation? Not very often, unless you're one of those people. And I refuse to elaborate further on that because we are not talking about that. There we go. Feet look so weird. I need to keep remembering. This is just for reference. I don't need to put that much effort into certain things because you won't notice it. Of course, depending on how different, shots are framed, you're just not going to see feet at all. They're going to be like, it's going to be like mid thigh up to waist up to maybe something like that at the most. You're not really going to see below the knee most of the time. I really need to do something about this. She's just a triangle. Oh, this, right. Because that is how legs work. Why is it right? Because that's not... And doing stupid things. No, my music. Perfect. Yeah, I need to start doing the kind of smooth curves and things. So that is how human geometry works, I guess. I don't know what the correct term for that would be. God, the feet look like a mess. They look about as much of like a scrambled mix of uh, vertices and shit as they actually are, because that's exactly what I did. I think the back of the knee is narrower, so I should be doing that. Like, yeah. Yeah, that's a problem. That's not nearly smooth enough. That arm is very, very in the way. Don't like that. It's definitely looking... Oh, that's very square. I didn't notice that. And it's very hard to notice when you've got a giant... that's the back. Okay. Block of a head in the way. I need another loop in here. Is that about rib cage height? I think so. I don't like how much that pinches there. I think that's looking good. It's getting hard to tell. The arms definitely need more done to them. I think what I'm going to do here is add a loop there so that I can do this and then connect that. Why did it get suddenly... Did I accidentally... Oh, wait, no, that was just an angle thing. Okay, never mind. I'm stupid. I was thinking, like, did I do something with the arms? They look way thicker than they were before. Oh, shit, that gets rid of that, too. Just get rid of the grid for a moment. Huh. I don't like that it only, like the lines underneath showing where the arm are only go partially. Because up here I need to figure that out. Hmm. Maybe it's better if I leave the grid off, because then I'm just going to be trying to, ow, my knee. I'm just going to be trying to, match up with the grid points, and that's not what I want to do. Wish I had a better sense of where her elbow was. Now let's actually extend out the hand. Hand is going to be a problem, because I'm, as you may have noticed with my little avatar here, my guy doesn't have fingers, so this is going to be my first attempt at actually making a hand with fingers. And try to make them actually look like fingers, because hand posing is going to be fairly important when it comes to animation. I don't like the shoulder here. Like, that doesn't look like the connection looks weird. Because it is. It's very weird and not good. I might be able to work with it just because, it might be good enough for animation. Because, again, the thing I'm thinking is I'm not going to make, like, put clothes on these or anything. I'll just draw the clothes manually. But it is that little thing of, like, how good do certain parts need to be? Like, what's going to be visible under clothes and what's not? I will probably make hair. Like, each different model will have its own hair, because I need I'm going to have, like, bones on it so that I can, because, God knows I'm not going to try to figure out how the hair moves in animation myself. That's a nightmare to do. I'm going to try something, though. Why is there no light? I turned off the light, that's why. Okay, let me just try this again. So I need that. I need a color ramp. I need a shader to RGB. I just can't remember what... I'm assuming that, and then that, and then maybe that? Let's find out. Constant. Nope, that is the wrong order. Okay. There it is. Let's make this down to that. Okay, see, because now the reason I did that, that blends in very much with the background. Okay, let's make this character blue. Yeah, about like that. Because now you can see wherever that is, this. Now we've got cell shading. Yay. So I can get a basic. See, that is again one of those things I'm not sure what I would do about. Because, oh, that actually, smooth, that looks pretty good. Feet don't look terrible. They don't look great, but they don't look terrible. Everything's fairly, I might need to add a bit more curve or smoothness to the front of the body. It kind of looks a bit rectangular. But as you can see, that is pretty decent. One thing I've wanted to do, and that I probably am going to do in like shading myself, is add a bit of, I don't know what you'd call it, like fake subsurface scattering. So as you can see, with skin, you get a bit of, hang on, I can actually just show this. Save this, and then make a new material. There it is. Pause all of this, because it's fine, it's saved here. Uh, so yeah, just the thing I'm going to show of what I mean about that is, there we go, that's about a skin tone, I guess. And then you have subsurface scattering, because your skin is a bit translucent and all that. Make it more like that, and then if I turn that up, you get that sort of thing, and it really looks like, you know, you're made of meat. That's a bit funky. Maybe that wouldn't happen in Cycles. Yeah, Cycles does it a bit better. That's way too much scattering. That's a bit better. I don't know why it's blue sometimes. Yeah, as you can see with that, you've got like... Let's just go back to Eevee. So you've got like the dark part that's perfectly just that color, but then around the edges, because it's kind of translucent-ish, you've got the red glow of that's like the undercolor of your skin. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, of this little skinny edge that's a bit more greenish. Let's make it a bit right about there. So yeah, I've got a bit of a, I mean, it looks pretty awful, but I've got a bit of a fake subsurface scattering, which I could theoretically... I don't know if I could actually just, like, put subsurface scattering on if that would work. But anyways, it's enough, right? Like, that's kind of what I want the end product to look like for when I'm actually animating it. Maybe, I don't know, I'd consider it, because that is a thing I've noticed with when people do 2D animation or 3D making it look like 2D, is the shadows are always wrong. They always, always, always look wrong, because weirdly enough, it's because the shadows look right. Because this is a simulated light thing. It's detecting where the edges are, what things are hitting the light and which aren't. So it's actually a completely accurate of what the lighting should look like. Whereas you wouldn't get that on a 2D drawing, because they're guessing at the light and they're kind of stylizing it themselves. I'm just also going to do something else here. Add a much darker part. Not there. Well, whatever. And just swap these. Not exactly working. Hang on, is there a way to smooth this out? I thought there was. Uh, not. Of course, he's not showing. Do I hear shadows? Yeah, got soft shadows turned on. That looks exactly the same. I think it's something like I have to... You know, before I fuck up anything else... Uh, one moment. Okay. Sorry about that. I was just realized I haven't actually saved yet, so I should probably do that. Oh, no, get rid of that stuff. Yeah, how do I get rid of these chunky things? There was some kind of node that you could put in there. Yeah, I'm just gonna watch a quick video. It's like 2 minutes. I'm not even gonna watch it. I'm just here to steal the nodes. Yeah, introduction, don't care. Show me the node view. Show me your node. You motherfucker, you're not using nodes, are you? God damn it. Okay, what was that node? Light path? That is not what I did. What the hell? Geometry? It is not smoother. Nope. Tangent? What does that do? Interesting. Oh god, that's way worse. Incoming? What does that mean? Oh. Interesting. I don't understand why you'd want that. Parametric? Oh my god. It's funky. But not what I want. Pointless? What's that mean? Not what I want. I don't know why I've gone off on this instead of, you know, here's what this does. Nothing. Or unless, do I put it in there? Interesting. Oh, God. How did you do that? I know there was a way. This is shade's smooth shade, right? Yeah, okay, because that's the jankiness. Hmm. Ooh, texture coordinate. Maybe that's it. Generated? I don't think this is going to work because he's got a completely different node layout than me. Actually, not quite. It's not that much different. Vector and then that. If I do the thing like they said, that is not better. God fucking... I'll look that up later, because I know there was a way to do that. Like, you could kind of... do this? Oh my god, why is this driving me so crazy? Nope. Maybe, wait. Oh, interesting. But that is smooth. Look at how smooth that is. So that's something like what I'd want. But I don't know. That's not important right now. Did I still have this? Okay, I do. I don't really need that though, because I'm still focusing on this. Yeah, this is actually looking good. The feet are still weird. But it's better than I expected it to be. I think this needs work. It's very blocky up in the, like, this should be a bit more of a smooth transition than just a straight chunk from one to the next. I think the shoulder's also a bit too wide. Especially for a female character. Though I do have a bit of a problem I have noticed with making characters with very pointy shoulders. It's kind of just what I do. Okay, someone's always with the sirens outside. I do like this. Like I didn't do this intentionally, but it does have the right shape of the back musculature here. Or, you know, where the shoulder blades go. I'll definitely still have to change the front of the body. It still looks weird to me. A little too... You know what my biggest problem? I don't know how many things I have claimed are going to be my biggest problem are at this point. But one of my biggest problems is going to be this. That when I rig this character, it's all going to be fine and good. But if I change the proportions, which I will be doing because, you know, I want to make characters of different sizes and body shapes and heights and musculatures is I'm probably going to have to change the rig. Well, no, I am going to have to change the rig to match that. And I don't know how I can really do that consistently, short just, repositioning bones. This is looking good. Like, holy shit, this is actually not looking terrible. I'm shocked. Like, the head is round. That's a bit weird. I think this needs to be less kind of a... The jaw needs to come out because the jaw is a separate thing. It doesn't really just... Oh god, that's real bunched up in there. Yeah, like that goes in weirdly. And that weird thing with her... Oh, I'm going to need to add ears. Because that is another one of my problems, is I have trouble with ears from any... If if it's not a direct front view or side or kind of front side view of the ears, I have no idea how to draw them. They really screw me up. Need to add more stuff around the mouth here. It's a little too barren. Should I add a mouth pocket? I don't think that's going to be necessary. It might be. It's probably not, but it wouldn't hurt to add a mouth pocket. I'm going to do that. Plus, I don't know, that makes it feel a little bit more professional almost. Like, look, I'm actually doing the things that you're supposed to do when you're making a character. I mean, it will give me a better sense of where things are when I'm doing that. So now... Oops. Go. Now, is that all facing the right way? There we go. Yep, that's all good. No incorrect face orientations. Good. Yeah, let's do that. Now, always another hell is trying to do stuff inside the model. That is never fun. That is probably about good enough. I mean, it's like all of this. I don't actually need to have that. I just figured it might benefit from it. Maybe this was a horrible mistake and it's just going to screw up everything. Maybe it won't be. Who knows? I hate it. I wish I didn't do that. That just looks bizarre. It looks so weird. Oh, that makes now it's just horrifying. I could. I'm moving this back. It's very right. No, not 5,500. There we go. That's much nicer. That still is horrifying. It looks like a leech. Hate it. There. God. God, that's so horrifying. Look at that shit. Ugh. Like it doesn't. Hang on. Let me just see what it looks like flat. See, like that. That looks perfectly fine. That looks wonderful and cute little smile, and then, ugh, demon, horrible. How do I fix? How do I fix this atrocity? I mean, probably that giant line right there. Let's see. I don't know. I'm not going to worry about that too much. 'Cause again, I might not even have it. Well, no, I'd probably have it smooth shaded just for the sake of ease. But like, yeah, that's the right anime head side profile. Oh, how does it look? Hang on, let's see something really horrifying. How does this look when we do this? Oh, it doesn't look horrifying. Oh my god. It actually looks okay, it doesn't look good. It looks not atrocious. It doesn't look like a freak of nature. So that is an improvement. The head is weirdly square up at the front here. I'm gonna uh smooth that out a bit. Try to anyways. Tone that down a stupid amount, and my music is done again. Uh hmm. What do I want to listen to? Hmm. All right. Yeah, and I just realized I haven't fully adjusted my stream stuff as usual. Okay. How do I smooth this head out? This is flat, not smooth. Where's smooth? Smooth. That's not working either. I need... Oh, there we go. Still square. I'm also not sure if I am going to have it smooth shaded or not when I'm using it, because of course, smooth shading really gets rid of the nose there. Just kind of... It really smooths too much, in my opinion. That's why I never liked using it in Maya either. It's like that just gets... It makes everything look too organic as well. Like that was a thing when I was making a... modeling a bicycle, I think it was, in college. That was one of my assignments, or our assignments, I guess. And it just like, I was told, oh, just do some smooth shading on it. And then it's like, oh my god, it looks like a living organism and it's a nightmare. It was, like it just smooth, like all of the perfectly straight things just kind of came in like a swooping like arch. Like it was all, like it was like a tendon or something stretching between, instead of spokes on a wheel. It was awful. I was like, oh god, I am never touching smooth shading again. This is just atrocious. It wasn't even smooshing. It's whatever Maya's version of that is, where it like I don't even fully understand what it does exactly. It's sort of like I don't know if it's just like smoothing it out, adding polygons, giving it like curves instead of... I don't know. It was weird, and I hated it. It looked awful. So I never really used it after that point. It's horrible. That, oh, why? How can I fix that? Just lighting wise. Okay, what if I add another layer to the mouth pocket? And then just kind of do that, like, lips. Lips have depth too. It's not just straight to mouth. That is exactly the same. I somehow think this is going to make it end up looking more leech-like than ever. I mean, it's kind of working, right? Like I've got... That looks like... Hang on, let me just... Oh! Holy shit, that almost fixed it. Kind of, except from that angle. It still looks like someone ate, like, a whole-ass lemon. God, that just brought back a memory. Specifically a memory of eating a whole-ass lemon. Because that was, I need to make an actual video on talking about this, like another school video. What the fuck? Is that even a... What is... Yeah, I know it's a... I'm putting a... That is weird. There. That's much easier to see what's going on. Yeah, so I really need to make a video again about the school I used to go to, college anyways. This thing of the acting class was like, those things where it's like a I don't know, like some improvised dance art, like, the really pretentious type of stupid ass theater stuff where it's like, everyone's in turtlenecks on a, like, in a black stage. There's no props or anything. They're just flailing around like um someone with like a monkey on LSD. basically that was what my teacher, like the acting teacher, was teaching us. I swear to God, it was something like that. It was like, I mean, let me put it this way: the first day of class, you know what we did, or what we were told to do? It it was. Hang on, I'm trying to remember exactly. It was, we were told to go to a place in the room that we had that we felt like the energy was good in. Like, oh, this energy is appealing, or this gives you the proper. That is kind of thing. I can't really explain it properly because it was so stupid. But yes, it was like search for the energy that balances with your chakras or whatever bullshit she was talking about. I don't know. It was like I legitimately I didn't say this at the time because I figured this is probably not going to get a good response from the teacher. But it was that feeling of like, was I supposed to like take LSD or something before starting this class? Like, it really feels like I was supposed to be high for that. It was so weird. But yeah, the reason I brought it up was because what I was saying about how her face looks like she just ate a lemon. We actually had to eat lemons. I can't remember if we brought our own or she just one day brought like a pack of like a bag of lemons and said, "All right, everyone just take a bite of this lemon so that you can experience what it's like to eat a lemon. So then you can then call upon that experience and act out eating a lemon without actually eating the lemon, but have that experience to remind you of what it's like." It was like everyone in the class, you could tell they were like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Seriously, you're gonna make us eat lemons just to give us the experience of eating lemons so that we can, in the rare event that any of us actually give a shit about acting, you're going to make us, yeah, for that time when we need to act out eating a lemon without eating a lemon." Like, it made no sense. It was bizarre. It was an absolute acid trip. There was so much of that. Like, it was the most hellish experience. Like, I could not. I don't think there was a single class there that was worse than that. Well, there might have been, now that I think about it. There were some pretty bad classes. Like, I mean, there were some seriously shitty ones. That actually kind of worked. Not quite, but enough. I don't like how pointy. I don't like the jaw. It looks. It doesn't like, do the jaw thing that jaws do. You know? That makes sense. Guys, I sound like I'm on acid half the time, don't I? I swear I'm not. Um, I think when it comes to trying to animate with this model as a template for 2D, I think the head is going to be the thing that's changed them. Excuse me, changed the most. Because I don't know, it just looks so bulbous, like a bobblehead. Why does it do that? I mean, it's cool, but why? Does it look better if it's smooth shaded? It doesn't, not in the slightest. Why does the neck always disconnect? Hmm. Yeah, in general, like, I like how the legs look, the arms, body. I need to do the hands, right. I kind of unintentionally and intentionally forgot about that, so I wouldn't have to deal with them. Why is that still pointy? That's fine. Again, like, it's not like I'm going to be tracing it exactly line for line. I'd just be, like, using it as a... I wouldn't even really be using it as an animation template as much as, well, you know, a character template as much as just a movement template. And that's more the thing, because if I can just trace a character doing these things, it would be so much easier than just having to draw. I don't know. Actually, you know what another one of my problems with 2D animation is? I definitely had this in school where I realized, I mean, I hate doing vector. Like, I don't like vector drawing at all. And that's what all of the animation was in, because that's, you know, that's what the software was using. Um, but I mean, seriously, thank God it was vector, because basically, I'm sure every other, like, if there's a single other 2D animator watching this, they can attest to this. Your drawing will progressively get smaller and smaller. Maybe bigger, but in my case, it was smaller because, you know, you're copying the previous frame on an onion skin sort of thing, or we even did like traditional animation in school. Like, we had like the light tables and the kind of see-through paper and everything, because, like, you know, you want to try to copy the previous frame for the most part, and you end up... Usually what I did is because I wanted, it's like, well, I want to make sure that it doesn't, you know, I don't know why I thought this would be the best way of doing it, but, you know, I would always make it slightly smaller, like inside the lines of the previous frame, or, you know, as close as I could get to them, but it was always slightly smaller usually. So that means that as the frames progressed, it kept getting smaller and smaller because I was, you know, the first frame was normal sized, and then I'm tracing it inside the line, so it's slightly smaller, but then I'm tracing inside the lines of the smaller one, and so on and so on. And then it's like, oh, it's a 15th the size of... Is that a lot? I don't know. It's like, you know, a minuscule thing compared to what you started with. And it's really annoying. Whereas with this, like, what I'm planning to do with this is that can't happen. I suppose theoretically it can't. No, it can't, because I'm not tracing the previous. It theoretically still could. Shit. It's less likely to happen though, because what I'm doing is I'm tracing an image rather than the previous frame. I hope. I think. I might be completely wrong on how this works, and it may be the exact same problem I had before. But I'm going to pretend that it won't be, just to make myself feel better about it. I think I'm good with this. The head's still nightmare. It's too narrow again. Why does it keep getting narrower? Especially at the top. What is that? Why does the head dip in? This needs to be... like... That's better, I think. She's still a bobblehead. Is this gonna... Not really. Okay, whatever. Not gonna worry about that. Like I said, I think the mouth is the thing I'm gonna be tracing the least. I just want something to have jaw control so that I can, you know, sync up mouth movement. I still hate the feet. The feet need to be fixed. Like, why is this all so scrunched? God, that is not how a foot works. Oh, it's so awful. Hate, I hate it. That's a bit better, I think. I'm not really feeling the music I'm listening to. Uh, hmm. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay. Hands. I'm almost 2 hours into this, and okay, see, the thing is, I'm mostly done, I think. Feet are acceptable. Legs, a little bit weird. I might try pulling the knee up a little, like, um, yeah, like doing something like that. I don't know. I'm not quite happy with the legs. I just want to have the whole body done, like fingers and all that. Because I don't know if I've ever actually fully finished a model on stream. How the fuck do hands work? I know it seems like I'm going back on what I said before, but no, I stand by it. Feet are way harder than hands. Hands at least have a shape that you're familiar with. Feet are a pain. I think no. Let's do that. It's not quite the way hand. Nope, stop that. Not quite the way hands are supposed to work. Um, but it's better than nothing because I need a central. I mean, actually, no, it is kind of how hands work. No, wait a minute. So I need to have a kind of a central crease. So, it goes up in the center of the palm. No, not that. Why did I do this? That is not what I should have done. Stop that. Um, um, there we go. That is what it should be. So now I can kind of pull it down there. on one side, and down there on the other, but there is that central ridge. Not ridge, crease. You know. Fuck, look at that mess. I need to figure out fingers. Oh, and that's... motherfucker. Okay. Because this hand is at an angle, it's not flat on. Oh my god, I just realized the hellish thing this is. I'm trying to work on the... Oh, that could have been bad. I just realized I'm doing it wrong. I'm doing it the opposite direction. Because this side... This is the front of the character, whereas it's the back view of the hand. So I need to do it from this angle. Is it actually better with this off? Probably. I think I do need to extend the hand a little. I need more loops. And do I need... No, I don't need this one. Yeah, I've kind of got hands. Ow. Like it is indeed a hand. It's a stumpy fingerless hand, but it's a hand. Why does this look so weird? Because it's on the wrong side again, damn it. This needs to only be up to like that. Okay, I think that's good for that side of the hand now. Oh my god. And then fingers. Goddamn fingers. Why is his hand such a chunk? Okay, I know how to do fingers. So that. Yeah, good enough. Okay. See, the biggest problem right now is figuring out how I'm gonna extend out the thumb. Anyways, let's worry about that in a moment. Okay, we got one finger. Two. Ugh. I don't like usually doing this, but I'm gonna have to. Do that. 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 And that. God, look at the mess. Ugh. Horrible. Okay, let's get these. I hope I have properly made it clear how much I hate modeling hands. These are atrocious flippers more than hands. Come on, do the next. God, I can't even see the reference underneath all this mess. Let's at least try to get these all scaled. Not like that. Oh, there we go. Hell yeah. Let's get the first knuckle here. That's not quite what I would have wanted, but I'll... God. Please get them... Proportional editing help? It will not. Proportional editing is hell. Cursor, gimbal. Fuck, normal is the best I've got. It's not. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna brute force it manually. I can barely even see what's the top and what's the bottom here. Oh my god. This is why I gave my avatar like fucking mitten hands. Because I did not want to deal with this. Let's just scale down the fingertips. Not... How the hell do you do fingers? Jesus Christ, she's got fucking salad forks for hands. Ugh. Awful. Worst thing. Just a horrible mutant freak. And then these. This was a mistake. Everything about this, the hands were a mistake. God, that's just awful. Ugh. Terrible. Disgusting. I've done fingers before in, like, in college. How did I do fingers? Can I... If I do this... And then... This... I can cut out this entire loop. Perfect. Now it's just squares. I don't have that central one being a pain in the ass. Now, if only I could get them to look better than they do. Fuck me. Fuck me, man. It's still so horrible to look at. I don't know if that's just because, I'm more adverse to my own creations, but it's like that is definitely triggering some like fight or flight response. Not quite uncanny valley, but close enough to be horrifying. Is this where I do sculpting? Oh my god, look at those. Jesus Christ. Nightmare. Absolute atrocity. This is. Ugh. Just, come on, give me that. There. Oh my god, I just remembered that I'm gonna need to put a thumb on this after all the hell is done with. How? Oh, okay, like. How the hell do you model finger? Am I doing this completely wrong? I must be. This can't be how you're supposed to do it. I don't believe it, but somehow it looks like this is correct. I don't get it. I seriously don't. I don't know how this is supposed to work. Like the closest thing I can think of is that what I'm supposed to do is like hack off the hand, stand it upright so that I get straight vertice. Yeah, fuck it. Let's try that. What do I have to lose? A hand? Not like it's any good anyways. Let's put it that way. Oh my god, it's even worse. Okay, let's just try. No, do that. Damn you. This is gonna be a nightmare. Oh god. Let's just do this. Vertically. There we go. Oh my god, these fingers are so thick. How am I going to get these properly realigned with the wrist? Doesn't matter. I'll worry about that later. That's a not right now problem. Okay, let's at least see if I can get all of the knuckles aligned. At least close enough that I can tell that they're part of the same kind of vertices. Okay, that's about good. I know as soon as I turn this to the side, it's going to look like a just an absolute abomination, but I've come to accept that at this point. There we go. Okay, they're getting there. Let's just do, yeah, that's right. Wait, why is there that? God, fuck. There we go. Okay, it still looks terrible. I'm fully aware of that. But it's getting uh, better? I'm going to say it's getting better. I don't think it is, but I'm going to just pretend like that's true so that this doesn't feel like a complete waste of time trying to get these fingers to look like fingers. Seriously, why is this hand so thick? Like, did I make it like that? That doesn't seem right. I mean, it's obviously not right, but I don't remember making it that absurdly thick. God, it's such an absolute mess. The worst thing that I'm remembering about this is that I'm going to need to add knuckles. Because otherwise the hands won't bend proper, or the fingers won't bend properly. Oh god, why is it still all crooked? Oh, right, okay, I see why that looks so janky. There we go. See, the biggest problem I'm having right now is her hands still look like forks. And I don't know how I'd fix that. Like, I honestly don't. Like, I don't know how people model hands. It's some sort of wizardry. But I don't really have any choice because I need to have functional hands. It, I'm not really sure how like my whole plan with this is. God damn it! How did that happen? Oh my god. Ugh. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get this work. I haven't even done the thumb yet. I I really don't want to, but I'm almost at the point where it's like, do I just delete this and start the hand over? Everything else looks pretty good. Like it doesn't look terrible. Not great, but it's like it's good enough to use. These not in the slightest. I can't these cannot be worked with. I'm thinking about what my solution to this could be. I really don't want the solution to be, you know, redo it, start over. Because then that just means I'm going to have to do the hands again, and I'm probably going to stumble into the exact same issue. I can't even remember which side is the front anymore. I don't suppose it matters. It's a mess no matter which way you look at it. I think it's like that. I just had an interesting idea. Huh. Let me just think about this. Why wouldn't this work? But also the hands are starting to look almost hand-like. Okay, here's my idea. So it's easy to make mittens. Very easy. It's like, you just make a palm and then you extend the palm. What I was just thinking is, why didn't I just make mittens? And then, just a single, there's no individual fingers, it's just a single thing. Make it look all nice and perfect, exactly the proportions it should be. And then cut it in between. Like, separate them, and then fill in the gaps with the edges of the fingers. That would probably work. I don't want to start over after all this time, and it finally getting to a point where it almost very closely looks nearly decent. I'm going to get rid of these. These are going to be the first knuckle, which means this... but then there's... Should I try that? The mitten idea. I don't know. I really don't. The other thing I'm thinking of, that I always think of anytime I model anything even vaguely humanoid, that leg, I hate it. The calf is way too short. There's no way that's where the knee is supposed to be. It needs to be like up here somewhere for sure. Okay, so here's the thing. With my character model, like my avatar, I've got a thing with the hips that they move up, like they move independently without moving the body, because hip position is very important. The problem with that, though, is that it can't actually move the body from the hips. I mean, it can move it, it can translate it, but it can't rotate it. I'm making a lot of hand gestures that you guys can't see because I don't have any hand movement on my VTuber. And that is useful to have. I do like having that function. But there was this model that we were using for our like animations in college that I just loved it. It was, I think my teacher may have, I don't think he rigged it. I think he found it somewhere and had to reweight it because it had really weird weights or something. Or it just wasn't really suitable for animation. So he reworked it a little bit. But the thing I keep thinking about it is, it had the best controls ever. Like, I'm serious. It's... Okay, So basically, here's the controls that it had. It had all the normal ones, like body, legs, arms, all that. But it had the shoulders. Like, you could lift this shoulder, you can lift this shoulder. But it also had a control that moved both of them at the same time. So you could really get good... you wouldn't have to manually move each shoulder up when they're walking. Because, when you're walking, one hip goes up, one goes down, back and forth, but your shoulders do the opposite. Because, you're swinging the arms in the opposite direction. That's how it works. So having a single control that moved both shoulders at the same time was phenomenally useful. But also the hips, like what I was exactly what I was saying from how my character's hips work, it had that, but it also had a second control that you could rotate the body from the hips, and that was also very useful. Why is there this light beam here? What is happening? I don't know what's going on with the pelvis area. Why is it? Did I really make it that flat? That's not quite right. No, turn this way. Something more like that. Better. Ish. Nah, it's not better. Why does that not look better? Yeah, good enough. Um, yeah, so those are things I want to add. Oh, but there's also this really cool thing I found out that you, like, the last time I modeled my character, I had no need to do this because, you know, with he didn't have fingers. But it was this really cool thing where you can, like, um, you can put a bone on each one of these fingers and then have a single bone that when you move it, I'm again doing hand gestures that you can't see. It would like curl all of them because, you know, when you curl one finger, it kind of leads to all of the other ones curling, but you could also control each joint individually. That is so useful to have as well. Um, so I want to do that. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff. One thing I probably won't do, I've never used this though, is foot roll. Like that is a thing I've seen in a lot of models, like the ones out I at my old animation job. It had a foot roll bone. I never understood why. Like it's not that big of a deal to do foot roll. It's not that hard. So I never understood why you would want it. But maybe that's just because I've never used it. I don't know. Maybe if I used it, I'd realize it's like the greatest thing ever. Yeah. But when I'm kind of thinking, I'll try something. What happens if I plug this into that? Oh, interesting. And I'm getting rid of this for a second. I'm switching to my this because I can see things better here. Oh, wait a minute. What happens if I plug this into here instead? Oh, nothing. Wait, was that always like that? Was. Interesting. Okay, so I can use this. What happens if I... Probably not... Yeah, it doesn't work. Okay, can I actually add subsurface to this? Doesn't look like it. Okay, that's fine. Maybe I don't even need to do that. Maybe I can use a mix shader. Do that, and then what happens if I have a normal map? Okay, interesting. What is... Hang on. Strange. World space? Nope. I should save it. I don't like screwing around with this stuff too much because sometimes it causes problems. Okay, but yeah, you can clearly see how it's like it's not as bad here as the auto-generated smoothing. So I'm wondering how I can use that instead. Can I do this? This would probably be better to do on, hang on, the one that I can actually really see it on. Is this... Not really. It does this... Why does it do the same thing? How can I fix that massive weirdness going on down there? It doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't matter. Because I'm not going to be, I'm only going to be using this as rough shadow, you know, thing. I might not even use this. I might just use like a, normal diffuse shadow like that without the, like I might just do something like that and not be used really roughly. That still annoys me because that shouldn't look like that. What was I talking about before this? Oh yeah, like the controls for the skeleton. Yeah, those models had the best. Like I love those. Um the skeletons of the models we had at work were terrible, absolutely atrocious. There was so many unnecessary parts. I should add a thing in here. If I do that, can I like give little eye indentations? That's probably horrifying. That is horrifying. Okay, let's just get rid of that entirely. Like, I think I can work with... I don't know, like I said this before, the head really screws me up. I don't know how to make a sphere from a cube. There we go. Good enough for now. How did the fingers look when I... Ew. Gross. Hands. I hate hands. I know, like, that is the one thing I'll say about feet, is in this regard, you can get away with not doing that much, because how often are you gonna... That's the only reason hands are worse, because you're always gonna see hands. You're not very often gonna see feet. So it kind of mitigates the awfulness. I want to try something. No, I don't. I don't want to go through the trouble of that. I want to just like draw in little circles where the eyes are going to be, but whatever. Hands. What? Do I even need full hands? Can I get away with mittens? Probably not. Oh god, then I'm going to have to rig them. Jesus Christ. Kill me. End this suffering. Another thing I'm trying to figure out is hair. Because I know I said like one of the very easy things that I would do for hair is nope, grab this. Basically, I would just grab the head, duplicate that, expand, and then I don't know, probably something like no, not I just select what I ask you to, frick. that, and then that probably like that, and then just extrude down. Wait, did that not? No, it's fine. Yeah, just like do that. Adjust. And there we go. We've got terrible hair. It looks like a helmet. It's not good in the slightest, but that's not important because, again, I would be drawing my own hair. This hair only exists to, give you a good reference point of where it's going to hang, how it swings when you put bones on it. Ow. And yeah, that. So that the hair isn't that big of a concern. Why did I bring up hair? Why did I even bother mentioning that? That's like, what does that have to do with anything? I think she needs ears. She needs a jaw too, but that's... Let's give her ears. How do ears work? Again, just realizing, oh shit, I don't actually know how to make ears look good. I need to think about the way I draw them. Actually, hang on, I just realized. I'm kind of doing this in weird... No, wait, yes. No. No clipping. Pop those off. There we go. What? Oh crap, I'm going into that thing again. I'm like snapping it to the grid. Can't do that. That's not going to make a good result. I think... Like that's about ear, right? Somewhat. No, don't. God damn it. I'm falling into the habit again. And do this. Extrude. Doesn't help that she's got headphones on. It makes it very hard to figure out if these ears are proportional. What angle is that below? Oh, wait. No. No, that's fine. Okay. I should not have rotated these. Hang on. That's just screwing me up now. Where did they go? There they are. And then how do they kind of... I need to look up ear reference. Do kind of like go in here. And then I think lower down they're more in. I guess I do need to have it kind of like, do the thing that ears do, which is go in. Nope, this one. Ugh, it looks horrible. Wait, no, it's because it's smooth. It needs to be smoothed. It still looks horrible. Why am I putting this much effort into ears, of all things? Sure, that's maybe right. Let's just try slapping them on and see what happens. Probably about there. That did not work. Nope, no, that is atrocious. Shit. Really struggling here, guys. Or no one. No one is here to hear my pain. Shit, sadness. I don't know. I've never had to model this stuff before. When I had to model a character for school, I did like some guy with a skull for a head, so I didn't need to worry about this. And then the other thing I did when I was doing like my character modeling for like the end thing, I made a robot that had no ears. Oh my god. See, you know what the biggest problem is I kind of want to stop working on this because I hate it. It's atrocious. It looks awful. I don't like how it looks. I don't know how many more ways I can phrase that to say that I hate everything about this. But the thing is, I really want to make something with this. Like I want to make a an animation using a 3D model as a base and then tracing over it to see if that to see if that works. Did that knuckle pop come through? I sure hope it did. That was very loud. Um like I really want to make something with this because I've been meaning, well, you know, it's exactly like I was saying earlier. It's like I guess you could say, like, you know, I'm not saying that I'm gonna stop making the animations that I usually make. Uh Urge at last? Yeah. Okay. But it is a thing, like, I don't want to just be making those. I've got other animations that ideas that I've had that I really want to make. One in particular is kind of what I'm planning to use this for. Like, I've got a whole ass series that I would want to do. Kind of, I wouldn't be. I'm not sure how high quality it would be, is the thing, though. Oh, I'm moving the wrong. Fuck, whatever, it doesn't matter anymore. What was I saying? Yeah, this idea I had is like I kind of want to make it, you know, it would probably be more closer to a an animatic than a proper series, like a proper animation. But that's not really, you know, what's important. What's important is I want to make it. I want to make anything that isn't what I'm currently making. You know what I mean, right? Yeah, I don't know. I'm not quite sure if I'm wording this properly, but like I said, it's sort of the thing that I feel like, the thing that I'm spending most of my time on, well, a lot of my time on, which is my YouTube channel, isn't really going the way I wanted it to. Like, I'm not making the things that I wanted to make. In which case, what's the point of doing it? And obviously, I'm not going to stop it. I just want to make something that's different. So in order to do that, oh my god. Um, in order to do that, I need to make changes to what I am making. The only way to do that is this. And that is an atrocious hell struggle. That's not how fingers work. That's almost... No, that looks like... Oh my god, I swear I'm not this bad at modeling. I didn't think I was. Oh my god, that is awful. How the hell do people make hands? I think this is attached too high. I should have had it down here. The hand is too long, actually, isn't it? The palm, like this should really be more like down there, I think. I also think I need to add more stuff because there's not enough loops around the knee or any on the elbow, so it's not going to properly bend when I add skeleton. I don't know where I'm going to go with this. I think I'm not going to completely delete it, but I'm going to make new hands. I'm going to try starting over in the way that I said. I'm going to make a mitten. Because, for example, look at how easy this is going to be. So that is that. And then 1, 2, 3. There we go. There's the fingers. Yeah, see, fingers basically done. And then I just need to have do that. I'm not going to do what I just did. I'm going to bend them later. Which means I'm going to undo all of that stuff. So I do this, like I said, and then it's just, hang on. God, just grab. Thank you. And then there we go. Fingers, just like length, basically done. Obviously needs refining and all that, but you get what I mean, right? Like this is like there we go. Fingers basically all done. It looks perfect. And then I just need to cut these because like I can just do that. And then now we've got to, well, it didn't exactly cut the way it was supposed to, but like why is that not doing what the why? Why is it connecting at the top? What if I do this? Yeah, basically that, but except leave the bottom connected, obviously. And then I can just fill in the edges. And that will result in a much nicer looking hand than this atrocity. And I realize it's way too big, but that's fine. I'll scale it down later. I just want to see something. Curve that. And what happens if I add a bevel modifier? That actually almost makes it look good. Interesting. Why is, is this all flat shaded? No? Okay, I guess it's just doing that weirdly. Nope. Okay, that doesn't really do. Ah. Interesting. Yeah, like it actually doesn't look bad when I've added one little bevel there. That's still a nightmare. Again, that's not going to really be noticed because that's not a concern. Anyways, let's get rid of that. I am there. Okay, right. Anyways, though, I guess we're getting kind of towards the end of the stream. I do kind of hate it that every time I do a modeling stream, I don't actually finish what I'm making on the stream itself. But, you know, not much I can do about that. I can only work so fast. I mean, I've got most of a character. I just need to force myself to work on it and finish it. So yeah, like just talking about what I'm doing again, like well, actually on that note, the video that I'm currently working on may be out a little later than I anticipated because I didn't work on it as much as I should have. I'll probably get it done tomorrow. I definitely will get it done tomorrow, actually. But the thing is, the rendering is going to be a long time. And I'm going to have to do some really wonky things to get it to do what I want, because I'm using an add-on that I haven't used before. So I don't entirely know if what I want to do with it can be done in a very easy manner, or like it's almost like I'm going to have to render it out in sets. Like in different little sections from one frame range to the next, and then change it and then do that. Like it's going to be a bit of a process. But that might be good because I can at least render it out in blocks rather than render it's like 2400 frames or something. I think it's like 2440 some, 48 maybe, I don't know. Something close to that. So it's like I don't, and it takes like 2 minutes per frame. So that is um hang on, I'm thinking why can I not do this math? So if each one takes 2 minutes, then that times 2400 is obviously 480. 4800. And then I guess I divide that by 60? Let's assume that's correct. That's 80. That can't be right. I don't know. It's going to take hours, days maybe even, to render all of that. So it would be nice to have it like, actually naturally divided into sections. Not really an alternative, but an option that I do have available to me is that ages ago, my brother offered to set up a second profile on his computer for me to use for rendering. The only thing we didn't really think about that is it's not entirely going to work correctly, because not only would I have to get him set Blender up on his computer, but none of my models are on it. And I can't really just put them on there because it's going to be an ever-expanding library. Every time I make something new, I'll have to transfer new things. So I was kind of considering if I should, like, transfer all of my Blender-related stuff onto my external hard drive and then just plug that in anytime I want to do something, so that I can just take the external hard drive upstairs, plug it into his computer, and then transfer, and then just, like, render it that way. But I don't know. I haven't fully figured out how to do that, or if we're going to do that, or what. But, whatever. We'll get there when we get there. Hang on. Oh, that's the wrong button. Okay. Sorry about that. God, fucking hands. Even these are starting to get a bit wonky. Like my foolproof plan is actually not quite doing as it should. I don't know. I think I'm at the point where I might have to just look up a tutorial on how to make hands. Because there's gotta be a way that's not this, right? Like, this can't be the way that everyone makes hands. Yeah, I need to... I need to figure this out. I mean, there's another option that I am seeing here, which is just have, like, separate segments for the fingers, which is totally a legitimate thing to do, because it's not like this is going to be... You're actually going to be seeing this in my animations. This will just be like a... like the, the block out, I guess, really. Or the sketch almost, a 3D version of a sketch. So it's not like that would really be a problem. Also need to set the height properly. Why is there no... There we go. Yeah, because, of course, like I said, with these being 2-meter things, that's, geez, like 7 feet tall. So yeah, that's not going to work. But yeah, I mean, we're at the end of the stream, so I'm just going to say this is good for now. I'm happy that I've at least gotten this far. I've almost got it. Like, once I get the hands done, I can rig it. And then do like a little test animation. It will probably just be like a walk cycle or something. But you guys could probably expect to see that on my channel, because I'm going to be, posting that. Just to prove if it works or not. So like the little cutaway of how I'm at, like, it's a 3D model, and then show the 2D draw over on it. I think that would be pretty cool. And also very good for me if it actually does work, because then I can get all... It's sort of like, that is kind of the gateway to all of my projects that I want to do. Except for backgrounds. I mentioned that before. Backgrounds are going to be a nightmare, no matter what. Even if I make like a rough block out of them, I'm still going to have to draw a basic background. And I hate that so much. But anyways, yeah. Oh, another thing I forgot. When I was talking about the rigging things that I would love, like the double shoulder joint, the separate hips rotation, as well as sort of like a hip sway thing, and then also a hip movement thing, like 2 of those. I want to also have switches for the IK controls. Because my character, I've got IK controls in the legs so that they can, stand in one place and I can move them around. But I don't actually have a switch to turn them from IK to FK. And I've got no IK controls on the hands, which I want for this, because there will definitely be some situations where that would be useful. Even if it doesn't become immediately useful, it's just a good thing to have, because, the more options you have in that regard, the better. Yeah, I think that's about it. So, I mean, I made good progress. I'm happy with this so far. I'll hopefully have an update on that next time. Not necessarily that I'm going to be doing another modeling stream, but I'm going to, hopefully have made this done, finish this, figured out how arms work, hands rather, and then rig it up and have something that I could start working off of. Anyways, up until that point, I guess I'll begin shutting down the stream. So, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please press all the buttons and follow me in all the places, and I hope to see you next time. Probably with a game. Hopefully. I don't want this to just be modeling streams forever, even though they are kind of fun. But yeah, I'll hopefully change that. Anyways, yeah, good night, I guess. I think I said my whole thing. I'm gonna assume I did. Bye. Good night. Have a good one. Whatever. You know how it is. Yeah, bye.